Welcome to the program. I'm Mark Imperial. This segment's being brought to you by booksgrowbusiness.com. It's the place where busy professionals publish to inform their consumers, grow their practices, and to leave a legacy. We're doing a series of spotlights on remarkable attorneys across the country with a focus on elder law and estate planning. And joining me on this segment is Matthew Fedor. He's an attorney with Foster Swift, Collins and Smith, based out of Michigan. Matthew, welcome to the program.
Thanks, Mark. Nice to be here.
I know that elder law and estate planning is a broad topic, so kindly give us a sneak peek at just a brief overview on the areas of focus and the types of clients that you serve, please.
Sure. So elder law has really kind of grown out of the necessity of people living longer and their needs regarding medical and other care, uh, making sure that those needs are met. So there's the estate planning side, but as we get older, people are living longer with more mental infirmities and powers of attorney and things like that. So it's kind of a blend of the needs of the elderly as the needs start to show.
I've come to learn that there's a lot of myths and misconceptions out there regarding estate planning and elder law. People thinking, "Oh, I got to kick the can down the road. I'm not old enough for that," or "If I plan that, I'm going to die." Like, what are some of the big myths or misconceptions that you've heard out there?
Yeah, I think the biggest misconception is I can wait. I'll wait until something happens. I don't need to do anything right now. And that's actually completely wrong. The earlier you start planning for these things, the better it is. So if you wait till somebody has early onset Alzheimer's or starts to be forgetful or show signs of dementia, it might be too late. And so the earlier you plan, the better. Seeing an elder law attorney and making sure you have powers of attorney, making sure you've got your wishes in writing, all of that stuff should be done earlier than later. And that's really what we recommend to clients.
I think a lot of people also have a misconception that, hey, I've got a will, and isn't that enough? Can you speak to that and tell us, like, what are the dangers of just having a will and nothing else in place?
Yeah, so a will is important. It's an important document for people to have, but it's very limited in what it can do. A will only has authority if you go to probate court, and it only works if you're dead. So what we want to do is we want to have powers of attorney. So a healthcare power of attorney or patient advocate, as we call it in Michigan, is important. So you can have someone assist you in making medical decisions. That's very important. And then a legal and financial power of attorney, so you can have family members or trusted individuals help you with your legal and financial matters. Those are two of the most important things. The other thing we're seeing a lot is with guardianships. People are in need of guardianships. And if you, as an individual, designate who you want to be your guardian, the courts have to honor that. So if you have any interest in not having a judge determine who's going to make decisions for you, then those are essential documents that you should have before.
For folks that realize that they're now having awareness, they need to get all their ducks in a row, but they just don't know where to start. What is the first step for folks to take, and sort of what are the main things that they should consider when putting a plan together?
Well, that's a good question. I get that a lot, Mark, and there's a lot of information out on the internet right now. So that's a good place to start. Our website, fosterswift.com, has a whole section dedicated to elder law, and there's some good articles in there. There's some helpful checklists and some planning guides that you can start with. But we always say, look, don't take legal advice from somebody who's not a lawyer. So reach out to a lawyer. Most lawyers will give you 20, 30 minutes for complimentary, but seek out an elder law attorney. You don't want somebody who just does estate planning. You don't want somebody who's a general practitioner who doesn't work in this area, but reach out to an attorney and have a brief conversation about getting your ducks in a row, so to speak, and where should you begin and when you should start having that conversation.
You brought up a good point. An estate planning attorney, say that is it like an estate planning attorney is not necessarily an elder law attorney, and is it vice versa, or how does that work?
Yeah, so an estate planning attorney, you said it exactly correct. An estate planning attorney is not necessarily an elder law attorney. An elder law attorney is an estate planning attorney as well, but it gets more complex when you're talking about elder law. So, for example, one of the considerations that a lot of people want to talk about is becoming eligible for Medicaid. Medicare is automatic. Once you hit 65, you get on Medicare and you don't have to do anything. They sign you up automatically. But Medicaid is something entirely different. And that's where the federal government through the states pays for your housing in a nursing facility and pays for your health care and things like that. So that's really an income and asset based approach. So when you're talking about doing an estate plan, if you do it wrong, you can make someone ineligible if they later need Medicaid. So yes, an elder law attorney is someone who understands the blend of the estate planning documents as well as the health insurance, the long-term care planning, guardianships. It's just a more diverse area of law rather than just estate planning.
Terrific insight. I appreciate that clarification. Matthew, what inspired you to focus on elder law and estate planning? How did you get started in the field?
Well, unfortunately, I was very young when my father passed away. I was 19 years old and he died early. And we had some great attorneys that came in and helped us out and really navigated us through that difficult time. And I thought to myself, how great would that be to be able to help people out? This is one area of law that's more of an elective planning thing. There's obviously crisis planning, and if you wait too long, then we've got to go a different route. But it's really one of the areas of law where you can actually help family members. It's a passion of mine. People don't know where to turn. This isn't what they do for a living. So being able to provide sound advice to them and help them navigate through challenging times with family members, it's a very rewarding experience.
And I understand that, to your point, it's would save them money to plan ahead as opposed to the crisis route that sounds costly.
Yeah, yeah, that's an excellent point. That's one of the things I like to point out to clients is, there is a cost involved with the planning, but if you wait too long, the cost can double or triple, and you don't always get the same results. It doesn't become if you lay it out beforehand and you lay out the paths, then your wishes will be honored. If you don't put those wishes in writing, then you're subjecting yourself to a judge or a third party or somebody else coming in and making decisions for you. And that's a very expensive proposition.
For folks listening who are in Michigan and could use your help, how can they find you, connect with you, and learn more?
Yeah, the easiest way to do that is to go to our website, fosterswift.com. And again, you can check out the Elder Law blog. You can check out my profile on there. And there's also a contact form that you can submit and send over.
This has been terrific. I really appreciate you taking the time to share with my audience today, and I wish you continued success for you and for all of your clients.
Thanks, Mark. I appreciate you focusing on elder law. It is a very important thing as our population ages, and I think that everyone can benefit from hearing this segment. Thanks so much.
Matthew Fedor, attorney and partner with Foster, Swift, Collins, and Smith, based out of Michigan. This segment's been brought to you by booksgrowbusiness.com. It's the place where busy professionals publish to inform their consumers, to build their practices, and to leave a legacy. That's all for now. I'm Mark Imperial, and thanks for joining me.